What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Final Whistle. I'm Danny Erb, joined alongside my guy Nathan Osler, and today we got a good show in store. We're gonna go over just a few NFL games today, give a very brief picks out, and then we're gonna get into some fun stuff. We're live on Instagram, I think, for the first time. I don't know how. Yes, we are officially live on Instagram.
We are live on Instagram.
Yeah, we are now live on IG. So if you're watching here on IG, if you're watching on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. If you're watching on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube. I think everyone that is following us on Instagram though is subscribed, but you never know. So yeah, shameless plug.
Never know.
Follow us, subscribe to The Final Whistle. But let's get into some games. It's Friday. It's a good day. Weekend's about to start. We got a very good college football slate coming up tomorrow, but we really won't be touching that too much. Some solid games this week. Which game you want to dive into first here? I know we picked two that we wanted to get into, but we picked our two favorite games who we think are going to be the best games.
So I think today what we're going to do is go through these two games more in depth and then give just a winner prediction, maybe an upset pick.
Yep.
But yeah, the two games we picked, I guess we'll start with Washington and Baltimore, Commanders, Ravens. Personally, before the season started, I didn't think this was going to be a game of the week candidate, but Jayden Daniels every week so far, he has grown in more so every week to be a great quarterback. He looks like he's an MVP candidate right now to a lot of people. And he's facing last year's MVP, Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens, who are 3-2. It's classic Baltimore versus DC. It's a good old rivalry in Baltimore. This is going to be a great game. Lamar Jackson, like I said, Scary Terry's looked good these last couple weeks. Him and Jayden Daniels are starting to click, kind of like what we've been seeing these past few weeks from DJ Moore and Caleb Williams, for example. Scary Terry is now his number one wide receiver. He's now going to be an elite wide receiver, I think, to a lot of people. Personally, I thought he was already a good wide receiver, but I think he's going to take the next jump. But this is a game that I look at, and I'm like, how can Jayden Daniels get even better? How is he going to keep up with this high-octane Ravens offense? I wouldn't even say led by Lamar Jackson. It's Derrick Henry. Can the Commanders' run defense stop a Derrick Henry who absolutely ended the Bengals, that is, last week? So his run was what won the game for the Baltimore Ravens, him running that 51 yards down the field. ESPN's giving the Ravens 65.1% chance to win this. They are the heavy favorites. And this is something that I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't want to, I would maybe pick the Commanders as an upset pick of the week because I still think they're still the underdogs, even though they have the better record. I think the Commanders are the biggest shock in the NFC so far this season, besides the Minnesota Vikings. I thought the Commanders were going to be a fringe wildcard team, and now they're looking like they're better than the Cowboys and Eagles, the way their offense has been rolling so far this season. But I'll throw it back to you before I get into more stuff. But yeah, I'd say let's just talk about this one first.
Yeah, this is game of the week. In my opinion, looking at this is the most explosive offense in the NFL right now. The Washington Commanders, Jayden Daniels, Brian Robinson, Scary Terry. You said it right. This is a great team. These are contenders. You can say it. They are contenders. This is one of the best rookie performances throughout 5 weeks we've seen in a very, very long time. Jayden Daniels is a pure stud. And I do want to bring up this stat here really quick. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. I want to bring up this stat. Where is it? Where are we here? Yeah. I want to bring up this stat right here. Jayden Daniels, Robert Griffin III, throughout their first 5 games of their NFL career, Jayden Daniels has surpassed him in every single thing. Every single thing. More passing yards, more rushing yards, the same amount of passing touchdowns, the same amount of total touchdowns, and he's thrown one more interception. The RG3 hype was serious. That was some serious hype. That was some serious damn hype. Commanders fans, rejoice. You're getting another shot at RG3. This is everything you have ever wanted because RG3 is one of the biggest what-ifs in NFL sports history. He's the Derrick Rose of the NFL, and you're getting a second chance at him. I think this is huge for Commanders fans. I really do. And I think that you just have to be so happy. I mean, this would be like a Chicago Bulls fan just getting another shot at D Rose. I mean, this is exciting stuff what we're seeing here in Washington, and I can't be happier for Commanders fans because again, this is just one of the biggest what ifs, and they're getting a second chance at it. So I think that every Commanders fan just wants Jaden Daniels to be super healthy, and I'm sure there's a lot of deja vu. They need to get a better stadium because we can't have any more blown ACLs out because the Commanders Stadium has been one of the biggest places in the NFL for injuries throughout, ever. So we got to dial in here, but I think that was a pretty cool comparison that I found there. But yeah, looking at this game now, getting into Baltimore again, these are two similar quarterbacks. They can run, but I think Jaden Daniels has the passing upside on Lamar Jackson as of right now, and I honestly think that offensive weapon wise, I think Washington has Baltimore beat, and I don't think that's ridiculous to say that at all. I mean, I'm taking Terry McLaurin over Zay Flowers all day. Mark Andrews is nowhere to be found. Isaiah Likely is a better tight end option than what Washington has. Running backs wise, okay, they got the leg up, right?
Yeah.
But overall depth offensive wise, I'm going to go with Washington here. But then when it flips to defense, that's where it's, up here to down here. Baltimore's defense it's amazing this year, and Washington's defense is going to be the reason why they're not going to go far in January because they're going to win. They're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to win a game, hopefully. But that defense just isn't competent. It's the worst secondary in the NFL right now. Their defensive backs are horrible. So I think once teams kind of realize to attack that, then we're going to have a really different offense here and a different team out of Washington. But yeah, I really like this game. It's going to be I think a high powered offense. I think 65% of the public is on the Ravens this week. They're favored by a touchdown.
Which that's understandable why they would pick the Ravens.
I think that looking at this game, my gut really wants me to go with Baltimore here. My head's telling me to go with Baltimore, but I'm just going to go with Washington here, just solely because of that stat I showed. I just want Jaden Daniels to be what RG3 would have been for Commanders fans, and I don't know. I got to trust in him. I got to believe in him. I'm in his corner until, do or die with Jaden Daniels. So I'm going to ride with the Commanders here. He has bought. I'm bought in. I'm fully bought in.
Yeah. I'll say this, and we talked about Brian Thomas Jr. on Tuesday. Can I just say this about the LSU draft class this year? Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., and Jaden Daniels have stole the show. The LSU draft class, I think, has cleared every other NFL college draft class.
LSU's wide receiver you.
It has been amazing, and Jaden Daniels was probably one of the biggest question marks amongst the quarterbacks going into it because people were like, "Can this talent transfer to the NFL?" And so far, Danny, it has transferred to the NFL. This guy has killed it. If there's one injury I'm looking at on both sides, it could be a difference maker. He's questionable right now. I think he'll still play, but Brian Robinson Jr. is currently questionable for the Commanders. That's their RB1 compared to Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry already has 572 yards. Brian Robinson Jr. is up to 325, but he only has one less touchdown than Derrick Henry. He has 5. Henry has 6. That's kind of an X factor for the run game for the Commanders. He's not their biggest weapon, but he's going to be a guy that they want to trust to have the ball in his hands a lot. But if he's out, they already had the upper hand on the Commanders in the running game. But if he's out, the running game is going to be definitely in for Baltimore's favor, especially with Lamar Jackson. But we saw those stats. Jaden Daniels can also run the football very, very well. And looking at this game as well, I'm kind of where you are with this, predicting this. My head and my heart, every part of me is probably picking the Ravens. The Ravens will probably win this. I really want the Commanders to win this because I want them to start to steal the show in the NFL. I think the Commanders haven't got as much respect from national media as they deserve. It's been the Jaden Daniels before everything show. I think the whole team deserves a lot of respect here for being 4-1. They've played better than the Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys so far, in my honest opinion. We got to remember the Commanders went into Cincinnati and killed the Bengals. The Bengals are still a pretty good football team despite that record that they have. They have a high-powered offense, and the Commanders went in there. Both defenses looked like garbage, but at the same time, Jaden Daniels was able to make up for it. That was his coming to the NFL game. That was like his big debut, like his first big game, and now he's been on the map, and everyone's paying attention to Jayden Daniels finally. And according to like what I'm looking at, the Ravens are the heavy favorite. The Commanders, even though they have the better record by 1 game, they are the underdogs. I do still think the Ravens win this game, but I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game again. I think the Ravens are in for another scare. They've had so many close games so far this year. The Commanders are going to be a tough beat, but I think like it's very stupid reasoning. I'm just looking at this possible Brian Robinson Jr. being out. I think that's going to be a key piece for the Commanders this week, especially since we've seen the Ravens D-line kind of have some issues in the past so far this year. And if you're missing your best running back, you might be in for a treat. And they're going to have to pressure Jayden Daniels to throw the ball more than run the ball. And I really like the Ravens secondary a lot. I'm a big fan. I think it's Kyle Hamilton's out there. I like what he's done there for the Baltimore Ravens. And just because of that, I trust them to be able to shut down the rookie QB, but I think Jayden Daniels will still have a great game. I still think he'll have a great game, but I think the Ravens are going to win this game in a very close one. If I'm given a score, I think it could be like a 28-24 type of game. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of them playing Jayden Daniels gives Baltimore almost a leg up practice-wise. You know, it's tough to practice for a quarterback that's elusive as Jayden Daniels. And on the other side as well, it's tough to practice for a quarterback as elusive as Lamar Jackson. But when you have a quarterback in your facility that is the exact mirror of the other guy, it kind of makes it easier. So I don't think rushing is going to be a big part for both these quarterbacks in this game, just because I think the defenses will be able to prepare for that from what they can see in-house. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Commanders, but I don't know. I
Just
think
be prepared.
Baltimore might take this.
I'll say this: be prepared for both. This is going to be the game where both quarterbacks probably have almost 100 rushing yards. I think you're not going to see people throwing the ball as much. This is going to be a battle of rushing quarterbacks. Lamar versus Jayden Daniels. Get ready for a lot of rushing attempts. If you have both these guys on fantasy, you're probably going to get a lot of fantasy points rushing the ball, that type of thing. Basically, 2 quarterbacks being the running back this week. But I think Jayden Daniels might sling the ball a little bit more than Lamar this week. But I am still going to go Baltimore. So we're 50-50 on that.
Yep. All right, let's get into our next game. I think we want to go Lions-Cowboys here.
Yep.
This is a solid game. Cowboys just coming off a win in Pittsburgh. The Lions coming off a bye week. They're coming off a bye week. So I don't know. I really haven't seen. I'm not a Detroit fan, so I don't know how they have been off bye weeks. But I think that the way that Dallas played in Pittsburgh was so sloppy and so unorthodox for what Dallas is. But that's been this Dallas team all year. They haven't blown anyone out. They haven't been in the driver's seat for an entire game yet. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott were arguing on the sidelines. There's always turmoil in Dallas, but I don't know. This one's tough because this feels like a trap game for Detroit, right? Detroit should win this game. On paper, I think that they match up against Dallas better in every position almost. Dallas's defense, which was the best in the NFL last year, arguably, is now been subpar. And they've shown that this year. And this is an explosive Detroit offense with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and all their weapons. We've seen, stars start to blossom on this Detroit team. Jamison Williams has come to life this season, and he's been an absolute stud. And he's kind of picked up in the place for some guys who have been slacking off, like a certain tight end in Detroit. But when I look at this game, it's tough for me to pick someone besides Detroit, just because of what I saw from Dallas and Pittsburgh. Detroit doesn't play sloppy football. You know what I mean? Dan Campbell has his team pretty straight focused, and I don't think they're going to make the mistakes that Pittsburgh did. And this is just a whole different offense that they're going to have to battle. And I don't think Dallas's defense is going to be able to handle Detroit this week. I really don't. I would expect a big game on the running side from David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, maybe passing wise. If you're betting, Jahmyr Gibbs rushing plus receiving would play for sure. I just don't think Dallas's defensive line is going to be able to hold up with the running game. And Detroit is so good this year of utilizing the run to set up the pass and then utilizing the pass to set up the run. The offense is just a perfect offense in the NFL nowadays. Dan Campbell has really just mastered this. And I'm going to go to Detroit here, but this is definitely a trap game for Detroit. This is a game that Dallas can come out and absolutely put belt to ass.
Yeah, I agree with you. And there's certain things I look at from the Cowboys' perspective here that worry me. Number one, it's how they almost beat themselves last week against the Steelers. Like we saw Dak Prescott throwing stupid footballs, getting intercepted. They almost fumbled it after the Landon Roberts hit on the 1 yard line. That almost, if the Steelers picked that up, the Steelers win that ball game. So the Cowboys almost lost that game, but they were very lucky to win it. Going on to the second point, the Cowboys right now are 0-2 at home, and they've looked awful since that Packers home football game they had. They can't win games at home, Danny. They just can't. They've looked like a completely lost team when they're playing in front of their home fans. It's actually very confusing to just look at. The ESPN's given this a matchup to the Lions right now, 56.7 to 43. It's more of a closer one than they're giving the Baltimore and Commanders matchup. I've really liked Jared Goff so far this season, despite his touchdowns to pick ratio. He's like 5 TDs, 4 interceptions. But at the same time, Dak Prescott's 8 for 4, but he has way more passing yards. But you look at his guys, he's been throwing a CeeDee Lamb. Jared Goff still has, I think Jared Goff has more weapons to use in the Cowboys right now. He has Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. We saw David Montgomery in that first overtime game where they won their opener. That was very impressive. Detroit's offense, in my opinion as well, has looked better than the Dallas Cowboys. And I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is very suspect. I really do. Their rushing defense isn't that good. They were able to kind of shut down Najee Harris this past week in the Steelers running game. But other than that, they have had an awful time stopping the run. And Detroit has 2 great running backs so far this season in Jahmyr Gibbs, in David Montgomery. And just to put it simply, like, I am going to pick the Detroit Lions here. And it's crazy to say the Cowboys are the underdog because the Cowboys shouldn't be this big of an underdog. They have just not looked like the Dallas Cowboys we have known. And it's the thing, is Micah Parsons going to play? He's questionable. Trayvon Diggs, questionable. Eric Kendricks, questionable. Those are their best cornerback, 2 of their best linebackers. Those are 3 key pieces on their defense that are all questionable right now. The only questionable guy right now for the Lions is Kirby Joseph, their safety. They already got some guys on IR, but they're not really those difference makers that I would look at and be like, oh, they're in trouble. I think the Cowboys defense is in a lot of trouble. They already lost DeMarcus Lawrence. He didn't play against the Steelers. He's on the IR. If they don't have Micah Parsons against especially this Detroit Lions running game, I'm expecting the Lions to run all over the Cowboys this week. I'm expecting a big week from Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm expecting a bigger week, honestly, from David Montgomery. I don't think they're going to prepare as much for David Montgomery. It's going to be the how do we stop Jahmyr Gibbs first type of show. But yeah, I am going to go with the Lions just because, and I think it's funny that we're calling this a trap game for Detroit because these are 2 teams that are like going to be in the playoffs, in my opinion. They are going to be good. Like the Lions also coming off of a bye. They are off of rest, and I think they're going to play well off of rest. The Cowboys just played Sunday Night Football. They don't have to play until this coming Sunday, so they had a long time to prep, like a whole week to prepare. This is the typical 425 Fox game of the week. It always is for the Dallas Cowboys. It's like they have a deal with Fox. They're always on there every week. Tom Brady's probably going to be on the call again, like always, for a Cowboys game, and it's going to be another one of those Cowboys home losses. It's just, they just suck at home. Let me look at who they've lost at home so far. Let's see. Let me go to their schedule. The Cowboys so far at home, they got killed by the Saints 44-19, and then they lost in that 28-25 almost comeback to the Ravens. Their road wins have not been impressive. Their first one was 33-17 at the Browns. Then everyone was like, okay, the Cowboys look very legit. I know that they allowed 17 points, but I felt like that was kind of them just letting the Browns get back in the game like pity touchdowns. Their next 2 road wins were not impressive. The 2015 primetime, I think it was Thursday night against the Giants, and then last Sunday night against the Steelers where they almost lost. They almost lost both of those games. The Cowboys right now could be 1-4. Instead, they are 3-2, and I think they're going to go to 3-3 and have 3 home losses. So I'm going Detroit. If I'm giving a score, I think it's going to be like 31-24 type of thing. I think it's going to be a good game as well. But I think Detroit's going to crack 30, and I think I think the Cowboys defense is going to have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think these are good predictions for what's going on. I think we agree on pretty much everything going into going into our favorite games of the week. But you just want to go pick some winners and losers?
Yeah, let's go rapid fire. I'm just
right.
going in order.
9:30 a.m. London. We got a London game.
Oh,
Jags and the Bears. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars here.
I agree. I'll go Jacksonville.
I've heard a lot of shit talk on Trevor Lawrence, and I'm in his corner. So I'm gonna go with the Jags here to get a bounce back in their home territory of London. Cardinals Packers.
Ooh, I'm gonna go Cardinals. I'll take the Cardinals. They just beat the Niners.
This is in Green Bay. I have to go Packers here. Cardinals just haven't shown me enough. They've looked really fraudulent. Colts Titans. I'm gonna go with the Colts. Colts are gonna get a win here in Nashville. Anthony Richardson's back, so yeah.
Here's my upset. I'm taking an upset. I'm going Tennessee.
Okay.
I'm going Tennessee.
Game. Not crazy.
This is a big game for the Colts. I'll say that as well. Huge.
Texans Patriots.
Texans.
I'm gonna go with the Texans as well. Bucks Saints. Listen, if the Hurricane was a lot worse, I was gonna go with the Saints because I would think that the Tampa Bay would have a chip on their shoulder. But I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers here. The Saints looked straight up awful, and no Derek Carr. So Bucks are gonna roll. Baker Mayfield's a dog, and there's no way the Bucks lose this game. This is my guaranteed lock pick of the week is Buccaneers here. This is a straight up lock.
I am also going to pick the Bucks, and here's why. The Saints collapse. I even predicted this weeks ago. I went through their next four games after they were 2-0, and I think this week they're going to finish that stretch 0-4, especially since I think it's Spencer Rattler's starting.
Spencer Rattler. I mean, come on.
It's going to be a rookie.
This isn't last chance to you.
Yeah, he's their rookie QB they just drafted. He was a guy everyone was high on for some reason out of South Carolina. He wasn't even that good there.
Horrible in college. Horrible.
But he's getting so much hype. I don't really get it. But I am going to go with the Bucks. I'm not going to call this my lock though. I'm saving that. I'm saving it.
If you want free money, it's called Frunny. Bucks money line. What's next here? I accidentally clicked on that game. Browns and Eagles.
Give me Philly.
Give me the Eagles.
But it wouldn't shock me if the Browns
are horrid. This is in Philly in the link. No way the Browns win this game. Commanders Ravens. We already talked about it. We are both going the Commanders. Chargers Broncos.
I went Ravens. We went
you
50,
went Ravens.
50. Yeah, I went.
Okay, never
I think it's
mind.
be close though. 50-50.
Chargers Broncos. Is Herbert playing? Herbert is questionable, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. I'll tell you what. They're coming off a 3-game win streak. They're going to stay hot. I'm going to go with the Broncos here.
Bo Nix is starting to get a little bit more respect.
Yep.
I didn't think this game was going to be both teams at 500 or better at this point. I am going to go with the Chargers, though. I like their running game still, even though J.K. Dobbins has kind of cooled off. If Herbert's playing, I think he's better than Bo Nix. I am going to go with the Chargers. Close one, though.
Next game, our Steelers against the Oakland Raiders. Aiden O'Connell is going to be starting this game, and 47% of fans that purchase tickets are Steelers fans. So this is practically a home game for the Pittsburgh Steelers again, just like the last time they were in Las Vegas. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think TJ Watt's going to wreck the game, just coming off his 100th career sack. So I'm going to go with the Steelers here. This is a big bounce back game for Pittsburgh. Gardner Minshew's not playing. They gave the nod to Aiden O'Connell. So I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers here.
This is a trap game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It has the Tomlin special all over it when I'm looking at it, because guess which teams the Raiders have beat? The Ravens and the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
The Steelers have all the potential to get a tiebreaker over both of those teams and beat Vegas. They've had some luck in Las Vegas. The Raiders are historically a team that have given the Steelers a lot of bad luck, especially when they were the Oakland Raiders. It's one of those teams that Tomlin has struggled against a bit. I am still going to pick the Steelers, but it's going to be one of those come down to the last couple minutes type of games. The Steelers are not going to pull away with this one. And the big storyline, I'll keep it short and simple, is Russell Wilson's healthy. I think even if Fields has an iffy game, I think honestly we will see Russell Wilson no matter what next week. I think if Fields has a good game, Tomlin might look at him and be like, hey, you're our guy, but we really want to see what Russ can do with this offense, at least for a game. I think they need to see what Russ can do before the end of season gauntlet the Steelers have to go through. And this is something we can more talk about on Tuesday after the outcome of the Steelers and Raiders. But yeah, I think Fields needs to have a bounce back game because I think he's fighting for his job. I think it's because Russ is healthy. He was a full participant this week. I think that is what propels the Steelers to a very close win. But yeah, the Steelers play the whole don't turn the ball over. I don't think they will that much. But I am going to take the Steelers. But yeah, TJ Watt, Max Crosby, that's going to be a great matchup.
Lions, Cowboys. We both want Lions here. All right, Falcons, Panthers. I'm going to go with the Falcons here.
This is my lock of the week. I'm taking Atlanta. I saved it for this game. Carolina had their little swan song type of Andy Dalton game.
All right.
But yeah, I'm taking the Falcons. Kirk Cousins coming off of 509 passing yards.
Sure.
So,
all right, so we're both on Falcons. Bengals, Giants. I'm going to go with the Giants here.
ooh.
Nah, this is prime time. Give me Joe Burrow. Never mind. I didn't say it was prime time. Prime time in New Jersey. I think Bengals is just a straight up must-win game for the Bengals. They looked really good last week. I'm going to go with the Bengals here in prime time.
The Bengals coming off a loss that I think they should have won, honestly. The way they played, I am as well going to pick Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This game is going to determine the rest of their season, in my opinion. They should be 2-3 right now.
Jamar Chase is just
picking
making
the
me eat my
Bengals.
words every week, so that's great. And then Monday Night Football, Bills, Jets. I'm gonna go with Buffalo here.
Yeah,
Big
this is
win
a big.
for Buffalo.
big
They're
this
gonna.
is a
I think
huge-
they blow them out of the water.
This is a
Blow
huge
them out of the
bounce
water.
back.
New coach for New York is not going to come in and win that game. No shot on Monday Night Football. Give me Bills. Hammer the Bills. I'm serious.
This is a huge game the Bills need to win. They've lost 2 in a row. They're kind of in the lines of what the Steelers and Seahawks are. The Seahawks just lost their 3rd in a row last night after starting 3-0. The Steelers are in jeopardy of losing 3 in a row this week. And now the Bills are in jeopardy of losing 3 in a row, that is. I don't think they can. This is a huge divisional matchup. The Bills, they're currently 1-2 on the road. The Jets are 1-1 at home. And I think the Bills win this game. I think they go even on the road. I think they also go up to 4-2. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, bounce back game after that putrid performance last week.
All right. Let's get into it. You want to do the Weddle first or hop into running back to your list?
Weddle will probably be quicker, so let's go to the Weddle.
Let's do Weddle. If you guys don't know what Weddle is here, it is a very, very, very fun game that we like to play here. And share screen. Where are we here? Huddle. All right. NFL player guessing game. It's like Wordle. You know, everyone knows what Wordle is, but with NFL players. So who should we guess first? Oh man, we got offensive linemen. Oh, we might be cooked.
Wait, it's an O lineman?
I'm saying there is offensive linemen. There's
it better not be an O lineman.
I wish it was just skill positions. All right.
Yeah, let's go with your friend Jamar Chase.
I was thinking Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jamar Chase.
Yeah, you gotta get the big divisions out of the way.
Oh, we're in the AFC North. We're in the AFC North. They're on offense. They've been to more than 3 Pro Bowls, and they were drafted later than 2021. They're on the Bengals.
He's a Bengal too. Wait. He's drafted before 2021. Would that be, is Lamar drafted before 2021?
Well, he was not drafted on the Bengals. He was not drafted on the Bengals. No, he's on the Bengals.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
He was not drafted by them.
What about T. Higgins? Wait, no, he's not wide receiver.
By them. Yeah.
Crap. I'm stuck here. It's not Joe Burrow, is it?
They've been to more than 3 Pro Bowls.
I don't think it's. Is it Joe Burr?
It's definitely a goddamn lineman. Oh my god.
Well, it's someone on offense.
Yeah, offensive lineman.
Well, no, it could be a quarterback or running back.
But do we want to try Burrow?
Just try it. See what happens. I don't know their linemen.
Drafted.
Wait, he has more than 1 ring?
Oh my god, he has more than 1 ring. We didn't see this.
Oh shoot. Who are Bengals guys that have Bengals players that have rings. I don't want to look at their roster at all because that's
No,
cheating.
no, that's cheating.
What's their running back room look like? They just got rid of Joe Mixon. I don't think. Do we just guess one of their random running backs and see if it's a running back or tight ends? I forget their new tight end's name.
So we go running back here. We have so many guesses. The fact that we got the team this early is pretty huge.
Yeah, but
So
I'm
now we can
screwed
kinda
over
mess
because
around.
I don't know any of their linemen. I don't know any of the Bengals offensive linemen. I might have to look it up.
No.
The chat's also saying it's a little blurry if you can zoom it in, possibly.
Blurry.
Yeah. Are you able to zoom in the screen a little bit? That's better. That's better. That's better for my end too. Oh my gosh. Do you have anyone you're thinking of?
Okay, I'm thinking Cody Ford, but I don't know if he's won any.
He hasn't won a ring.
I know.
Where's Cody? Why are you thinking about Cody
I don't
Ford?
know. It's on TikTok.
Where's that come from?
I mean, he's on TikTok. All right, let's see.
Oh gosh. Zach Moss hasn't won one, has he?
No way.
You know what?
Orlando Brown Jr.
I think he's been on the Bengals for a while though, hasn't he?
Trent Brown.
Chat saying to try their center. So one of their O linemen.
Trey Henderson.
That's defense though.
Oh yeah.
Do we know for sure it's on offense?
Yeah, it's on offense. I think.
What about Orlando Brown, whatever his name is?
I think Orlando Brown's made a Pro Bowl before, so let's go.
Orlando Brown Jr.
Oh!
You know what? I'm gonna give credit to Nicholas there because he said in the chat Orlando in all caps.
Bangarang.
Pull up Nicholas's comment. Orlando, because he played for the Chiefs. No,
Wow.
Ravens or the Chiefs. Good job, Nicholas.
How about that?
Good
3
job.
guesses. We got that in 3. That is impressive.
That was very impressive. Oh, that was
That is
Nicholas.
impressive.
That was Nicholas, not me.
Yeah,
I'm just bringing it up for us.
Fire.
All props to Nicholas right there.
Hopefully they didn't cheat at home, but how about that? How about an offensive lineman? I thought we were straight cooked. Thank God we got AFC North team, but
Oh
all
dang,
right.
we had to wait 8 hours for another one.
Yeah, I know.
See if you can find another one that's like unlimited. That was a little quick.
All right, do you want to do? We got running back tier list.
We can do the running back tier list really quick. Actually, no, yeah, do running back tier list. I'm worried that's going to be a while.
Running back tier list.
Oh,
everybody.
here we go.
Here we go. We've had.
You want to zoom this one in too? There we go.
We have had some. We've had some controversial picks. So I have S, A, B, C. I was gonna do future stars, but I feel like running backs in the NFL, you know sooner or not if they're gonna be a star or not, and I think you kind of get a better judgment of a running back just because of their usage in the NFL. So I didn't make a future stars. I do have have not seen yet because there are a few guys in here like where is he? Blake Corum, we haven't seen, and Jonathan Brooks, we just haven't seen yet.
Can I just say this list is going to be the most controversial one I think we've ever done.
Yeah.
There's too many options.
This could get ugly. This could get full ugly.
Can you zoom
let's
in
start
a
off
little bit more by chance?
more. We're gonna start cutting off, but
That's fine. Okay.
Should we?
Do we want it?
I think we got to make a top 5 one.
Derrick Henry.
Top 5. Top 5 is pretty.
McCMC, Derrick Henry, Saquon.
Saquon's top 5.
Goodwin healthy. Ooh. Maybe it's just the top 3.
Okay, when healthy, Chubb, but we don't know.
Kamara, when he's amazing, Kamara
is not top 5 though.
When
Oh,
he's
this
good.
Kamara could be 5. Kamara could be fringe 5. I think we gotta lean Jacobs, or I think Kyron Williams is in there as recently.
I don't
Kyron's been
think
such
Josh
a
Jacobs
beast.
is top 5 personally.
I think Kyron Williams has to be in the conversation for being a top 5 running back in the NFL.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan
Could he be in
Taylor, yeah.
consideration? Jameer Gibbs is a future top 5 in my
Jameer
opinion.
Gibbs, yeah. James Cook is pretty
Chat
good.
said Lamar Jackson. Lamar,
That'd be
Justin Fields.
good. True. Pacheco's not crazy. Jeez, Brian Bijan.
There's a lot of guys that are A, and I can't put into top 5 personally.
Yeah.
Um,
This is tough. You're right. This is going to be. You know what? I feel like we should just have top 3.
I like that for now. If we know for sure there's something we
3.
can change.
Top 3. There's such a scarce thing that, and then this will make this a lot easier. A tier running backs. Jonathan Taylor's A tier.
Yep.
Kamara's A tier.
Yep.
Bijan Robinson's A tier.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna put Isaiah Pacheco in. Kyron Williams is A tier.
A. Don't put Pacheco.
I'm gonna
gets
put
hurt
Pacheco
a
B.
lot.
I'm gonna put Pacheco in B.
Yeah.
But he is
He
damn
gets
good.
injured.
Pacheco's very good.
He has injury. He's a little injury prone.
Let's do this really quick. You know what? Kenneth Walker's good, but he's B tier.
Put Najee in C. I like that.
Ramondre
F.
F. Raheem Mostert's bad this year. He's been very bad this year. Hasn't done anything.
Davon A-Chain, where do you think he goes?
A-Chain's in B.
Okay. He does get hurt. He's an injury prone guy.
Swift has been C this year. He's not that good. Robinson,
Here's a question
B.
from the chat.
Yeah.
Nicholas in the chat just brought up. He said, "Hear me out. What makes Bijan even A tier? I haven't seen enough from him, and it's all
I
about
can
the
get
hype."
behind that. I fully can get behind that. I you know what? I like that.
What has he shown?
Nothing.
He's probably
He's
the
done
most
nothing.
hyped up running back.
He's done nothing. Damn it. Bijan has done nothing so far. I swear to God, I am a very anti Bijan guy, but I thought that everyone would want to see him in A.
Don't give in to the haters.
I'm not. Zeke's F.
Oh, poor Zeke.
Zeke's F. Brees Hall's A. But this
He's
year's
another
been
guy
bad.
that gets hurt a lot.
He's been bad. Okay, are we talking this year? This year so far?
I think it's mainly this year mixed with everything.
Hear me out.
If it was just this,
Hear me
if
out,
it was-
David Montgomery A. He's been a stud this year.
well, first of all, we need to figure out if we're just doing this year or every year. Because if it was this year, Najee Harris is an F. So we talked about him a lot.
I don't think Najee would be an F this year. Hold on. Headset died. Headset died.
Oh, headset is down. The headset has been down. So I agree with what Nicholas is saying. If it's this year, Brees is a B. If it's all time, though,
Yeah,
I
we're
think
back.
he's still a B.
Who?
Just because we're talking Brees Hall. I don't know if you could hear
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Nicholas said if it's just this year, it's Brees is just a B. I think I can get down with Brees Hall being a B just because his
agree.
injury
I think
issues.
he's high B. Full
Yeah.
high B.
His injuries scare me a little bit. I think he's a guy that's injury prone, just like Pacheco. I think that's solid B. Can we look at Jameer Gibbs by chance? This is a guy I think's high B, low A. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's done more than Bijan, personally.
I agree, but I don't think he's better than Kenneth.
Who else we got here?
James Cook's A. James Cook's an A.
Okay,
Josh Jacobs is an A.
fine.
Nick Chubb. You know what I mean?
Well, I know we're basing it this year and all time, though, like what they've done.
All right, but then he's at top. He's top.
He is top of the league.
A.
We're going to have to readjust that to like A and maybe put him up and make a top 4. Aaron Jones,
Gus Edwards has been A this year.
all time, though, what he's done, probably B.
Ramondre is horrible. Let's see. Rashad White's F this year. Javonte Williams F. Tony Pollard F.
What have they done, though, in the past?
Haven't seen enough.
Like Rashad White and
Mm.
Tony Pollard. They can be C's, I think.
They've
This
been
year they've
so
been
bad
bad.
this year, though. They've been so
This
bad.
year
I
they've been
can't.
bad. Like Tony Pollard on the Cowboys last year is pretty dang good.
Yeah, but he fell off so hard. So hard.
Can we put Jalen Warren and haven't seen enough? I want to get James Conner's A or top of the league right now. I like what James Conner's been doing.
James
Put him
Conner's
up top.
damn good. He's been damn good this year, boy.
Ever since he left the Steelers, he's found a great home where he's been in Arizona. Way better fit.
Hear me out. Hear me out. He's been horrible.
I get it.
But I think he should be in C.
Yeah. Put him up there.
Aaron Jones has been mediocre. See?
Yeah. Well, also, I'm looking at his Packers career. I might put him low B. What he's done with the Packers.
Fall off so hard. I think we have to more acquaint this year and then barely used career.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I think when Nick Chubb comes back, he'll still be good. Gus Edwards. Let's put Jalen Warren in C as well. Him and Najee are pretty.
Well, if it's just this year, we haven't seen him.
then we have to put Chubb and haven't seen enough.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, put Warren, I think Jalen Warren's better than Najee Harris. Don't get me wrong.
No. Jalen Warren would be bad
better.
without Najee.
No, he's better. He's more elusive. He's faster than Najee Harris.
I'm faster than Najee Harris.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are. What about Joe Mixon?
B. He's been pretty good this year. Better, but before he got hurt, better than Bijan. Gus Edwards.
Let's confirm it this year only.
Yeah, this year only. Haven't seen enough then, and
make an injured tier. I think that we could put Chubb and Jalen Warren down there, in my opinion, for injured.
Jonathan Brooks is hurt.
CMC's hurt.
But he's still top 3.
We're just doing
that's why it doesn't make sense. That's why it doesn't make sense if we do our CMC. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is getting confusing.
Gus Edwards, I think we got to put him in B.
That might have been one of the fastest tier lists we've ever done.
Yeah.
I think we need to figure out if we're doing all career or just this season.
I think both, a mix of both, but that's why I think we got to put. All right, let's just go here. Let's go here.
Yeah, we need to clean this up.
Let's go A.
If we want to do a top 5, Nick Chubb's up there. I think he is a top 5 running back when healthy.
I think you got to talk about Kyron Williams being top 5. You got to talk about that, or Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is 5'6", 5 or 6.
I'm looking at this list, and there's guys I'm taking over Gus Edwards that are lower than Gus Edwards. Personally, from what he's done, Aaron Jones, I'm taking over Gus Edwards. Personally, I can't take Najee or ETN over Gus Edwards, I think, but I can take Aaron Jones over a Gus Edwards.
Yeah, I can't.
I'd move Gus Edwards down.
Yeah,
personally. And if I'm redoing,
Gus Edwards has been really good this year.
If I'm redoing C tier, I'd put maybe Gus Edwards ahead of Najee, or Najee then Gus.
Yeah.
This is Stevenson's low C, middle low. We've seen not a lot of good out of Rahamondre Stevenson.
A lot of B's. But I think that's fair. Okay, let's reorder this. I think you're better than that. I think that's
okay. Do you want to know? Can you read the chat now, or you want me to read what they're saying?
You can read it.
Here's what the chat's like. Not high on Dave on A-Chain. Nicholas is saying, how can you take Aaron Jones and ETN over Gus Edwards?
Yeah.
JT's better than Jacobs. Kyron is not a top 5. Yeah. Those are some of the comments we're getting.
Yeah,
What
Gus
they
is,
think.
Gus is C. He had a few big games. What are your thoughts here?
I want to look something up very quick.
Oh my God, I'm thinking about J.K. Dobbins, not Gus Edwards. Bro.
Yeah, I was reading the chat. Gus Edwards has like 113
Yeah, I was
rushing
thinking
yards
about
this
J.K.
season.
Dobbins, not Gus Edwards.
I was
Gus
like,
Edwards
wait
is
a minute.
horrible. Yeah.
In my head, I was like, why are you ranking Gus Edwards like a B tier running back?
Yeah, no, hell no. I was
Wait,
thinking about J.K. Dobbins.
Where
in
is
Chargers.
J.K. Dobbins on this list?
I don't know. How do we get guys in here?
Well, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Gus Edwards is not.
That's a bad luck, huh?
Thank you, Nicholas, for bringing up that stat. I was like, how are you ranking Gus Edwards high B? Ahead of I think our B tier is way too congested, but the thing about running backs is all of them are pretty decent, put up great numbers. Once you get to the C tiers, it's kind of like they're starting to fall off. Like, I honestly think when Najee leaves the Steelers, he's going to start to fall off even more. I don't think it's going to be the James Conner type of situation. I think Najee's going to have a quick NFL career after he leaves, personally. Like, DeAndre Swift is in, like, his state. He was really good before he's been on. Now he's like a journeyman. Now DeAndre Swift's going everywhere. Also, is Eckler on this list?
He's not. But
Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders? He's not here.
He is. Right
Oh,
there.
he is?
Brian Robinson Jr. Yep.
I didn't even see him.
What the hell?
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we
go. Looks yummy.
There he is. All right. He has been B. High B this year.
It's fair.
That's what I was thinking. Not Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay. That is on me. What else? What else don't we like?
So the chat's also saying, Nicholas brought it up. If he had one veto to use in the chat, it would be moving Kenneth Walker to A.
I like that. I'm a big Kenneth Walker guy, but
I agree.
He's struggled his last 2 games. He's very struggled his last 2 games, but I think Kenneth Walker has potential to be in top 5 when he's being a dog. But I think right now he's just not on that level of some of these guys. And I honestly think that James Conner should be down in here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What about James Cook?
Conner's not A. James Cook's an A. James Cook's better than David Montgomery, and Josh Jacobs better than David Montgomery.
I think David Montgomery could also go down to B.
He's been so good this year, though. He's been so good.
I'm looking at everything, though. Like, he wasn't that good with the Bears. He wasn't, like, lighting it up.
Yes, but he found a new home, and he's been a dog this year.
I'm still putting him in B. I don't think Montgomery's better than, like...
How about we'll let chat decide. Chat. David Montgomery, A, B, C. Where should we put our guy?
I'll keep you updated when the chat moves. I think that's a question because I personally don't think he's better than Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker. I still think Bijan's better than him. Jahmyr Gibbs is like a haul of more carries, in my opinion, as well than David Montgomery. James Conner's shown a lot this season. Pacheco, when healthy, has shown a lot. Brian Robinson Jr. has been pretty good, but he's good at B. I think we keep Najee. Najee's a good C running back. It's kind of funny to put him down there since he's like gotten 1,000 yards every year in his career. It's just I think Najee's one of the most overrated running backs in the league. He just doesn't light the world on fire, in my opinion. He's just kind of the power back that's averaging like 2 to 3 yards a carry. That could be way better than he is. He probably wasn't worth the first round draft pick at the time. I see why the Steelers did it. They needed a running back bad. This is a weird list. We did it really quick. I felt like with the quarterbacks and wide receivers, we were only like on the 5th guy by now.
Yeah. I
I
think
think
running
there's a-
backs are so much more easy to judge. So much easier to just judge them.
They're also the most replaceable position.
Yes, you're good or you're not.
Like we're seeing a
And
guy, Jordan Mason's not on this list. The way he's
Jordan
played
Mason's
this
not
year,
on this list.
Jordan
A.
Mason's elevated himself to a high B, low A. The way he's played for CMC. Personally, first chat coming in about Montgomery is Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. He said likes where he is, but I think Gibbs is closer to him. They're just different players. Wicked 1-2 punch. I agree with that. I think Gibbs is the better version of a David Montgomery, but if I had to change it, maybe Montgomery high B behind Jahmyr Gibbs. Maybe move Gibbs ahead of Connor and Pacheco. You're really high on Breece. First of all, do you have any vetoes you want to use?
I'm not high on Breece Hall at all. I don't think
I'm not high on him either. I don't know why he's up.
But I don't. He's definitely not in C. He's definitely not a C tier running back.
I think he's lower than where he is in B. I think he's B, but he's not highest B. Okay, let's look at these guys ahead of him now. I'll read you these names. Pacheco, is he better than Breece Hall?
Is Pacheco better than Breece Hall? Yes.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes.
Kenneth Walker.
Yes.
What about, do you think James Conner is?
No.
Joe Mixon.
No.
Bijan.
Yeah.
Yeah, move Bijan up. Aaron Jones.
No.
J.K. Dobbins.
This year, yes, but no.
Brian Robinson.
No. It's close.
I like Brian Robinson personally.
I want to put him above Aaron Jones right now.
And then Davon A-Chain.
No.
Okay, I like B. I think B is pretty clean.
I think our C's solid. I think our C's kind of locked
Nicholas
in.
just said perfect B.
I think our B's solid. I think our A is solid. I think the only one that can come out of A is David Montgomery, but the way he's been playing this year,
Got to keep him in A. I think our C's dynamite, and then F. F is where it kind of gets weird. I think Raheem, which again, I just haven't seen enough out of Raheem. He hasn't done anything this year. Him, Gus, Zeke, they've been bad. Zeke's been bad. Rashad White's been horrible. Javonte Williams has been bad. Pollard's been awful. I honestly, I think this is a solid list.
I'm looking something up really quick. Looking at Montgomery's stats personally. He's up to 271 this season.
As a running back, too.
David Montgomery
Scores so many touchdowns.
Hold up. Never mind. 4,895 yards. This year, saying in the chat, he's ahead of Josh Jacobs this season.
I don't think I can put him ahead of Jacobs right now.
He's up to 271.
I can't do it.
Let me go to the Lions.
Can't put him ahead of Jacobs. I think he's fine where he is, honestly. He has scored
Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. If they're basically a 1-2 punch, I'd put Gibbs ahead of Pacheco. Because here's their stats right now.
I for sure wouldn't put Gibbs ahead of Pacheco. Pacheco's been hurt though, but when Pacheco's healthy, he's better than Gibbs.
Here's what I'll say this about Montgomery and Gibbs. Here's their receiving yard totals. You ready for this? Or rushing, that is.
One's been hurt for
Jahmyr Gibbs has more right now
well, obviously,
than David Montgomery. And they both played 4 games.
Receiving back, but Gibbs is the receiving back.
Gibbs has 285 rushing yards. David Montgomery 271 rushing yards. Receiving yard wise, he only has 76. David Montgomery he has 94. So they have each other beat a little bit.
It's close, but that's why David Montgomery's low A and Jahmyr Gibbs is high B. But Gibbs is not better than Pacheco at all. And I think right now Montgomery's just been better than Pacheco. Montgomery scores tutties.
Yeah. Gibbs already has 3. He has 3 this year. 3 rushing, 1 receiving.
Montgomery's got a lot.
Montgomery, going to him really quick. I'm on the Lions site. Montgomery this season has...
I don't think this is crazy to say this. I think Pacheco...
Yeah, Montgomery has 4
Gibbs
rushing.
could be A. But I don't think I can put... I don't know if I can put Gibbs in A yet. I don't think I can. I think we could talk
I'm
about
fine with it.
We could put Pacheco in low A and Montgomery and Gibbs top of B, but that's that. How about that? We'll leave that up to. Do you guys want to do that? Put Montgomery and Gibbs both in top of B, and then Pacheco bottom A. But Jacobs runs so much. Jacobs does so much for the Packers. So much.
He doesn't score a lot of touchdowns.
Because they score in the red zone. They don't get to the goal line.
This is why I think this list is going to be the most controversial. Just because
nothing will beat the quarterback tier list. That was bad.
You made a lot of people mad with your Matthew Stafford.
We got cooked.
They weren't a fan. We had a guy comment on a thing, give a whole TED talk of why I thought, was it like pro Matthew Stafford? It was very hard to understand.
Yeah.
He was like, Stafford's going to be a Hall of Famer, or this is why he's going to be held out of the Hall of Fame. I'm like, okay. Nicholas says, leave it how it is. He said they're both A.
All right.
I think Lions guys are A's.
No, Gibbs is not an A tier running back yet.
I love how our debate is between Josh Jacobs, David Montgomery, Pacheco, and Jahmyr Gibbs out of all these guys.
Yeah.
Now here's the question. If we leave it the same, I'm looking at the A's and maybe some B's. Are there any of those guys you think that could go top 5 or are top 5 already that we don't have up there?
It's such a toss-up between Taylor
and Chubb.
I think you got to talk about Kyron. Maybe Kyron Williams scored in every game so far. He's been great for the Rams. I think Kyron, James Cook are up there. I think Jonathan Taylor's certainly up there, but I think top 3 is way more safer. We can avoid a lot more controversy this way. ETN this year is not better than Warren.
Thing is, Warren's been hurt.
Yeah.
I think we've also seen a lot more like games out of ETN because the Steelers do the whole dual running back thing when Warren is healthy.
Yeah.
I think Warren's going to get more carries.
ETN's running back 2. ETN's running back 2. Now, if we're talking about them at running back 2, that's fine. But I think order-wise, that it's more about where they are than order in the tiers per se. But we try and order them a little bit.
I'll say this about Jaylen Warren. I'm really high on the guy. I think if he's healthy enough, I think he's actually probably going to play this week against the Raiders. Probably not a lot if his hamstring's good. I think he can end the season at least low B. I think Jaylen Warren's a guy people need to start looking at a lot because I think he's the Steelers' future running back, personally. I think he's their guy because Najee's not going to be there next year. I don't think he is. I'm looking at Jaylen Warren to be the future of the Steelers running back core. I like C. I agree with I get where people are going to come from with the ETN over Jaylen Warren type of thing. I just like Warren's upside a lot. That's why I'm putting him there. Fine with Stevenson and Zach Moss down there. Raheem Mostert really fell off. That was a guy that had a really good few games with the Dolphins. Ezekiel Elliott fell off a cliff. Rachaad White, I don't think he's that low in F. I don't think he's the third worst. I'd honestly put him ahead of Ezekiel Elliott and Gus Edwards. I thought I'd put him at the top of F, personally, on that Bucs offense. It's more of a passing offense, more so of a rushing offense. But Rachaad White has shown some sparks, especially last season. This season, not much, but it's also because Baker Mayfield's just chucking the ball way more. But that's kind of the same argument with like Josh Jacobs and the Packers. But Josh Jacobs is putting up pretty nice numbers with the Packers.
All right. Should we lock this tier list in?
Do we like it?
I'm fine with it. I'm ready to take the criticism. We're locking it in. It's locked in. We're not changing anything. This is locked in. Final whistles. Running back tier list. We've now done quarterbacks, wide receivers. Wide receivers went well. We dominated wide receivers. Quarterbacks went bad. We got cooked. Running backs. Let us know what you think.
Well,
comment. Let us know. Let us know.
Get ready for O lineman next Friday.
I think. What else can we rank now? We can
coaches,
defenses,
tight end.
Tight ends would be tough. There's a lot of nobodies.
There's going to be a lot of you have a clear top of the league in tight ends, even with how they've been this year. But then it's like you can like if it's not just this year though. If you're looking at career,
it would be fire. We could do jerseys. We could do stadiums.
Okay.
We could do logos.
We got to let the people know about our plans for Tuesdays.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess so. That's our tier list. So we'll just cut it off there. We'll do Tuesday plans, I guess. Now.
Yep. Tuesday, let's get back over here.
So we're gonna have the usual recap. What happened?
Recap.
We didn't talk a lot of college football today, but that was because we want to do more fun stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try and stray away from just a basic. Go through our picks and then review them the next week. New segment we're gonna try on Tuesday, Top 5 Tuesdays, where we're gonna pick a topic and then we're each gonna have a top 5 that we're gonna present. And
we're making presentations.
The Instagram live stream has ended. It surpassed 1 hour, so I guess we can't do more than 1 hour on that.
Oh, rip Instagram!
But how we snuck it in there. We basically were wrapping up, but yeah, Top 5 Tuesdays is gonna be a fun thing. We're gonna pick a topic and we each have to make top five.
You know what? You want to pick the topic now, so maybe people watching this can think of it. Do we have? Are we each making a PowerPoint?
I don't want it to be like top 5 player. Yeah, PowerPoint. Like top 5 moments in like blank history. You know what I mean? Like you could do like top 5 moments in Steelers history. Top 5 best. That type of stuff.
And we're each gonna have the same topic, correct?
Yeah. Same topic. We don't know each other's top 5, and then we come. Okay. We present them. We could do like top 5.
What do we want to do? Do we want to do like something simple? This like you brought up Steelers stuff.
Top 5 like we could do like top 5 most electric moments in the NFL these last few years. Top 5 whatever. Top 5 Tuesday. It's top 5 Tuesday.
We need to think of something though. Nicholas brought up top 5 March Madness moments. I think that'll be something in March.
How about we'll think about it. Comment on the video. DM us. Comment on our Instagram, TikTok, what you think our top 5 Tuesday segment should be, and we'll have them ready. And it's gonna be a fun time. So we'll figure it. But I want it to be a fun thing. I don't want it to be boring and top 5 running backs. Top 5. You know what I mean?
We're gonna make it specific.
It's gotta be fun.
We're gonna do like top 5 like Jacksonville Jaguars offensive moments in team history.
Yeah, or like
something like that.
Top 5 like best NFL.
You know what?
You know what I mean? Guys, the best drip in the NFL.
I'll say this. Yeah, I have an idea. Top 5 failed draft picks.
We could do that.
The last 10 years. So since 2014,
that's a little more like narrow. I'm trying to think of like something fun, like top 5 celebrations of all time. We could do that. That could be fun. Top 5 touchdown celebrations of all time.
We need to have, like Nicholas said, we need to have reasoning for
our
picks.
Yes.
We need to have I think we can break down players a little bit more than celebrations.
True, but we can say why we like it. And I mean, it's just a personal top 5. It's supposed to be fun. Celebrations could be fun. I think that's a good one. Top 5 NFL names of all time. That could be fun. Something funny like that.
Top 5 Super Bowl halftime shows of all time.
That's sure.
Could do that one. Top 5. Top 5. We do top 5 Super Bowls of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
In our opinions.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out though. I want to do something fun. Something
we might surprise everyone on Tuesday. Yeah. That's gonna be the majority. I think you said we're each gonna make a PowerPoint.
Yeah. PowerPoint. You got to present it, and it'll be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
The presentations.
So, yeah,
I'm gonna
top 5 Tuesdays coming in.
Homework
we got a homework. We'll figure it out, and then we'll let you guys know. But if you have any ideas for a top 5 Tuesday or any other segment, let us know. And we're just trying to make the show as fun as possible and less like every other show that just goes through picks and game recaps, because at the end of the day that just gets so repetitive and boring.
I think Tuesdays we're gonna stick to maybe like 2 or 3
picks.
2 or 3 recaps. Fridays we're gonna do like 2 or 3 like game previews.
We could either figure out start debating, arguing. That's
Yeah.
always fun. But yeah, we're let us know if you have any ideas. But good show today. I know,
That
I know
was fun.
you got to head out here in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got to call a
But
football game.
yeah, good show, and we'll see you guys later. First ever show on Instagram. Did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about our Nicholas just brought up top 5 comebacks, top 5 trick plays,
Top 5. Yeah.
last
yeah.
second type thing.
That
Also,
top 5
expect-
comebacks could be gas. That could be fire.
I'll say this week, like if we did top 5 comebacks, we almost could have had the Cowboys this past couple weeks ago against the Ravens. For example.
Top 5 what if moments.
20. I think for
that's
comebacks,
gas.
we'd each have 28-3 over
Yeah,
our number one.
That's like, yeah, I do want to try and stray away from stuff that is like such a
Has a definite number
yeah,
one.
like 1, 2, 3. Everyone knows. You know what I mean?
Everyone would pick 28-3 more than likely.
yeah.
What if moments?
I like that. What if?
You
moments,
know what?
What if players?
I think we do what if moments. I like Nicholas's idea there. Like you brought it up earlier, like the Robert Griffin III type of thing.
What if?
A what if?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll agree. I'll go with the what if moments. I could think of some because I think each of us would have different ones because we each think of different things.
Sure.
Because we can each make different storylines.
That's a front runner. Yeah, and we
what
got
if
a little
moments.
Little storyline afterwards. So that's a front runner. That's a front runner.
I vote what if moments.
Yeah.
I like it.
We'll surprise everyone. That seems like a good idea. But yeah. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 12 of The Final Whistle.
Keep up with the YouTube. We're gonna be posting shorts, TikToks. We'll be posting more clips. We'll be posting. We've been posting segments from our shows. If you miss anything, you can just tune back in. Like I posted one about the Browns. We talked about them on Tuesday. Winners and losers. We got winners and losers like always Tuesdays. But yeah. Fun times.
Well, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us, and hope we can be part of your Tuesday and Friday daily routine. But thank you all for tuning in, and
hit the bell so you know when we go live.
Exactly. We'll see y'all next time.